Here we go with Titans Season 3, Episode 12, which is entitled Prodigal. All I can say is I'm glad this is coming to an end. I have found this season to be just absolutely terrible. I actually fell asleep during this episode and had to rewind it and go back and watch part of it. This thing is all over the place. There is no coherence to this thing at all. I really hope they get some different writers. I know it has been renewed for a Season 4, and I really hope it's a different production team that comes in and takes over, because this is just, it's really bad. There's no other two ways to say it. This episode is so all over the place. Dick is dead, okay? And there's a ridiculous scene at the beginning where all these bats show up where his body is, because Rachel and Gar show up, and Gar turns into a bat, gets much smaller. He kind of looked like Man-Bat, which was pretty cool looking, actually. He gets smaller when he turns into a bat, and then they take Dick's body off and they go put him in the Lazarus pit, and he gets revived. And as far as I know, Lazarus pits could only be used once. But again, this show is making up their own rules. They've taken everything. I mean, I was thinking about this during this episode. They've taken everything from Oracle being Brother Eye to this weird thing with, it's like No Man's Land. And anybody who reads Batman knows what the No Man's Land story that was like 10, 15 years ago. They're taking the death in the family with Jason. They're taking all these different stories, and they've thrown them into this 13-episode story arc, and it's bad. The writing is bad. The language is bad. The direction is bad. Everything about this season is bad, and this episode is no different. We also have Superboy who wakes up, Connor who wakes up and goes off with Blackfire, and his first thought is to want to hurt Dick for him kind of subduing him, and it just doesn't make any sense. They decide to go off and be superheroes together, but is later confronted by Starfire, and they kind of make amends, and they're trying to get the ship to work again, and we don't know where that's all going to go. At the same time, we have, Tim and Donna trying to help Tim's family. They're going to get them out of the area they're in into a safe location outside of Gotham. And Tim keeps telling Donna, I want to be Robin. She keeps telling him, no, that's not going to happen. He goes, you don't understand. I didn't come back for nothing. She says, well, just don't even consider that is ever going to happen. Even after I've been trained for all these years, it took me a lifetime to do what I do. And there's no guarantee I'm going to be able to succeed at what, anything we ever do either, let alone you who has no training. And he continues to tell her that it's his destiny to do this, and it's the whole reason he came back. I don't know. We've got one episode left. They're trying to unite the Titans at the end of this episode to go off and stop Crane. And it seems like the whole entire season is Crane has been trying to get a hold of some explosives that he had years ago when Batman took him down at one point. And Dick does confront Jason in this episode and gets him to come fight with them. And they try to go to find these bombs, but Crane already has them. And the very last scene is Crane holding up one of the bombs. So I don't know what's going to happen in this final episode, but someone told me it's the worst episode of the series. We're going to see where this ends up, but I'm not feeling it. I found it really hard to get through this season. I really have. And it's a shame because this show has so much potential, but they are completely, utterly wasting it. So we'll see what happens in this final episode.